Darts Nutz and welcome to Darts Review channel, and a special hello for new visitors. Please click the subscribe button and I hope you become a regular viewer. For this review I'm reviewing the standard Winmau Blade 5. I've already reviewed the Blade 5 dual core, and there was a couple of things different between the Blade 4 dual core and the standard Blade 4, and mainly the fact that the Blade 4 dual core had the 2 layers of sisal and the rotor lock wheels, and the standard Blade 4 didn't. But now the Blade 5 has also got the rotor lock wheels, so the only difference now is the fact that the dual core has got the 2 layers of sisal. Also on the Blade 5 standard you've got the vanes that you can see on the board. You don't see that on the Blade 5 dual core. So the only difference really is whether or not it's a different density, and we'll find that out when I try and throw some dart at it. Everything else is basically the same. Obviously the Blade 5 standard is a little cheaper. These retail for around about £30 to £33, but I was able to get 2 from Argos at 20 quid each, but that was because they'd run out of Blade 4s and they were giving people a Blade 5, so I don't think that's happening anymore. I think they're fully stocked up now with the Blade 5. So a lot of people were getting the Blade 5 up for 20 quid, which was obviously a good buy. But like I say, the standard price is around £33. So let's check it out. So it comes in a similar box as the dual core, and on the back it tells you about the rotor lock and tells you about the new thinner wires, just exactly the same as it is on the dual core that I've already reviewed. And inside the box you get a little instruction booklet which has got a little checkout chart there and instructions on how to fit the board and how to play darts and what have you and that, and obviously you get all the fixtures and fittings for setting it up. And there's the board itself. Now it's pretty much exactly the same as the dual core, but obviously the dual core's got the 2 layers of sisal. It's got the round wire number ring, and the main difference is you can see the lines which is formed by the biscuits, little tiny circles of sisal fibres, and they're all put into a machine and then compressed together, which creates the lines. But another good looking board. All the inks are very deeply coloured. Just first impressions, can't see any major issues at all. On the back of the board you've got the little threads where you put the rotor lock wheels. There's 3 of them, and obviously the little bit in the centre where you put the screw. So on the board itself you've got the Winmau logo and the BDO logos either side, and on the bottom you've got the Blade 5 logo, and there's your wire number ring, which obviously you can remove for when you rotate the board, and the brackets holding it in place. And let's have a look at the bullseye. That one looks nice and central to me, but like I said before in other reviews, I do have quite bad astigmatism, so the only way I can know for sure is by testing it with the calipers. Trebles, the doubles, obviously you can see the lines from the biscuits, and the spider, once again it's very flush to the board, and obviously it's a thinner triangular spider than what was on the Blade 4, and as you can see it's almost flush with the surface of the sisal. Can't really see any problems with the inking. All looks nice and neat. Yep, and obviously the legs of the spider, it's obviously pressed into the board. Let's have a closer look at the wiring. Very thin around the bullseye. All looks as it should be, really. Very neat. Very thin wiring, very flush. I think this Blade 5 is probably a little firmer than the dual core, but I won't know until I throw some dart at it. But it does seem as if it's a little bit denser. I think with the dual core it's got a softer top layer and a more dense under layer. Sometimes the inking can make it feel quite hard, but the nail is going in a little bit on the white, but it's also going in on the black. A little bit harder on the red and just a little bit harder on the green. So I'll take some measurements now. Alright, I'll just measure the inside of the bullseye. So that's 12.3. 12.3, yeah, 12.33 millimeters, and the 25 area is 7.68. .97, so very slightly off center. Let's just double check it. Make sure I've got the bottom bit. Yeah, 7.66. So just a fraction out, and the full width 31.69. Let's try measuring the treble then. I know people say you should measure it from apex to apex, but it's kind of awkward to do with these, and it's meant to be no more than 10 millimeters from apex to apex, plus or minus 0.5 I think. So the inside of the wire is 9.46 there. I'll just measure another one. So 9.38, so I would say it's probably going to average around about 9.4. So just measure a double. So that's 8.75. Just rotate it around a bit and measure another double. I'm doing this through the camera screen, so it's a little awkward to see what I'm doing. That one is 9.27, so that's quite a bit difference there. I'll just re-measure that other one that I measured. Yeah, so a little bit of a difference there. So the rotor lock wheels, they just fit in nice and easy, and on the back I haven't screwed it in yet, but the screw has got a little flanged section so that it makes sure that the board is set at the right distance from the wall so that the rotor lock wheels have got the space to move. And all I'll do now is just attach it to the wall. Right, I've got the board up on the wall, and there's the rotor lock wheels. So I'll just throw some darts at it now. I think the rotor lock wheels kind of make it a little bit louder when it hits the board. Oh, get the flame. But I think it's a little bit firmer. I haven't got it straight, I don't think. It's a little bit firmer than the dual core, so if you prefer a slightly firmer board, then you may be better off getting the standard Blade 5. I think it sounds a little bit harder as well than the dual core. Pretty even though the sound, and the darts look to be penetrating about the same depth over the board. Definitely firmer though. That's as far as I can push it in by hand. Red sections just feel a little bit more stiff to penetrate into, but seems to heal up fairly well though. Don't you see the holes on the black? Just on the white. But seem to heal fairly well on them. Just have a couple of more throws. But I do think that the rotor lock wheels give that kind of, sounds like a kind of a woody sound, because I think as the dart's hitting it, those hard plastic wheels are whacking against the wall. I think if you didn't want them on, it probably would sound a little bit quieter. But another nice board. Like I say, if you prefer a slightly firmer board, then I don't see much point in getting the dual core, to be honest. This is a very similar board, apart from the fact that you can see the lines, and basically I think that's it. It is possible that the dual core may last a little bit longer because it's got the soft layer on the top, but they tend to last fairly well anyway, the Winmau boards. So I think for the extra money that you're paying for the dual core, you're probably not getting a massive difference, and everything is the same here, same nice spider. So that's pretty much it. I've got quite a few boards on rotation at the moment, so it's going to take me quite a while to do a long-term wear test, but I will update on some of the boards that I've reviewed eventually. But for now, that's the end of the review. Thanks for watching.